Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Handington, and today we're playing more of the Go Rick Yourself, which I know what it's a play on words of, but I'm going to imagine that it's trying to say treat yourself, the official character creator. Go treat yourself to another thing that we're going to do. We're going to make another character. Sorry, Clicky Mickey from the last episode. We're going to restart. And there's a Rick head, which I didn't see in the last time that we had done this, but now it loaded properly. Look at that. It's a Rick hologram. He's so happy. He's like, yay. Good. I'm glad. And here's a scream, and it's much louder than I expect. So there's the hologram person, complete now that it had some time to load. It's pretty nice. The little buttons that are changing from green to red on the top there as well. I didn't notice that before, because I just did this fast. Again, improv. This is the Meeseek's body. And this is when I realized, oh, I can change the skin colors and the colors of the shirt. But that's the only thing that you can change. You can only change the top of the torso, which is annoying. So I was like, alright, which thing would work to try and make Holly? I'm going to make Holly Day my character, in case you're new to the channel and everything. It's one of the channel mascots and other characters on here. So I was like, well, we gotta go with the Meeseek's arm, because that's actually the closest to her actual arms. So that's just perfect. So I was like, I'm gonna do the two of those, the Meeseek's, and I was scrolling down and I said, whoa, wait a minute. Oh no, I don't think I did that just yet. What would work well for Holly? And I was like, oh, let me change the color, because I don't want these cargo pants. I was just experimenting with the cargo pants. I didn't even necessarily want them. That's when I realized, oh, you can only change the shirt color. You can't change any other color. So I was like, all right, we're going to go with orange, because gotta go with Holly. Oh, what should I do? Oh, I guess I'll do the melty shirt. And I was like, hey, that works surprisingly well. That's actually a pretty good look. And then this is where I realized, whoa, ghost in a jar. It turns out there's one unique hand for each one. So the right arm gets the portal gun, and the left arm gets ghost in a jar. So I was like, you know what? I like ghost in a jar. I'm glad ghost in a jar is getting more recognition. Holly is now just holding ghost in a jar, because why not? Why not? At this point, I realized I was not going to be able to make like the Cookie Run character creator and get something reasonably close. So I was like, this is the closest to her shoes and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, well, we have to look at what Meeseek's looks like. Look, it's so weird. I love it. I was like, oh, well, we gotta give her chicken feet. Look at that. Again, also weirdly rocks it. Look, it seems pretty fitting. But I ended up doing this because that was the closest to her actual coloring. And I decided for a moment, like, oh, well, that one looks pretty cool too. It seems kind of fitting for her. I was debating, maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure. So I was looking around and I was like, do I want the button shirt? And I was like, no, that doesn't look right. And I was like, well, yeah, she's a bit chubby, so this works pretty well. And it was the closest to her dress and style, so it worked for Holly. And then I was like, what would work here? And I went back to this and I was like, it looks weird, but also like it's probably the closest thing. I had to try the Meeseek's again with the new thing. I was just like, it's amazing. It's beautiful. I was like, well, we gotta do the baby legs now. Look at those giant arms. Look at how weird that looks. I love it. And then there's the melty legs. Gotta have the melty evil legs. So there's the blue pants, which kind of fits with her color scheme. There's the very basic pants, which are very similar to the other one. There she is with robot pants and robo legs. There's her other legs with purple shoes. There's more hips or whatever. Again, somewhat fitting, but I was like, nah, not this time. Then I was like, you know what? Yeah, color scheme. We're doing it. We're rolling with this. Nope, look at a ghost in the jar. We're doing it. We're not changing it. She's holding up the ghost in the jar. The ghost isn't even centered on the hand. She's holding her hand up, and then the ghost jar is floating halfway into the hand. And then we went over to the head shapes. And this is when I was like, oh, look at the cute little droopy face. And look how silly Meeseek's head looks. And I was like, should I go with a female sort of head? Should I go with something kind of like her head shape? That one would be like chibi, but it doesn't look right. Then the giant head, because you have to. Then I was like, oh, here's the toxin head. And it was like, that one, it's kind of similar to her hairstyle. Then it hit me. Done. Oh, is there an option to change hair? Oh, there's no option to give the characters hair. I think that was a bit of an oversight. There's no hair options that you can give to the character. So they have to be bald. At that point, I just decided, yeah, this isn't gonna look like Holly. This isn't gonna look like Holly at all. I'm just gonna make another interdimensional Holly. This is just some other variation. I just want to be silly. I contemplated, should I do a normal head, but it's not gonna have hair. And I was just like, alright, the Meeseeks just looks silly. And the chin for Meeseeks looked like a little pleasant smile. So I was like, this is adorable. I'm just going to do this. And I was like, eye time. Which one would look kind of similar to her eyes? Because that one was closer to her shape and she had eyelashes. But it looks kind of weird. And I'll keep looking. Slightly flat on the bottom with the rounded eyes on top. You had to, have her ascended with the crystal of the future vision. Now, what should I do? Tired eyes? Yeah, this seems pretty interesting. That could be an interesting character. But I just decided, no, we're doing these eyes again. They're the perfect eyes. They're the best eyes. Look at this derpy little friend here. It's Holly. These are called Morty's eyes, and they're perfect. His eyes are just perfect. Look at this. At this point, I've given up on trying to be anything like Holly. And I'm just doing something silly and fun. I decided it's already pretty messed up. And there's a little farting sound. Look, we made the perfect version of Rick. You need nothing better than this perfect Rick. This is the perfect Rick form. So that I tested that out. That's how it worked. And I was tempted because I was like, oh, look at that. That's something Holly would probably do. Something very silly and like that. Oh. Yeah, that terrified me as well. It caught me by surprise because the whole thing is silent. And that also terrified me. So I was like, okay, is the cat supposed to say something? No. And I was like, oh wait, can we learn the name of the cat? So I scrolled over. Parts Pet Extra 3 cat. And then Snuffles. And then Punk. Because it's a punk snake. It was great. I was tempted to be like, oh, maybe I want to give her the silly thing. And then there's the headtarian movement or whatever it was. I don't remember. And I was like, this is silly. It feels like something Holly would do. But I don't want it to be extra gaudy because I don't want it to take away from the majesty that is the silliness of just the outfit itself. Sometimes there's beauty in simplicity. So I was like, there we go. This is Holly. Yeah, this is totally Holly. What are you talking about? Yeah, this is Holly from another dimension. From dimension E77820. That's what dimension this Holly is from. And I was tempted to choose another background, but again, in my usual simplicity, I was like, oh, I kind of like Rick's garage. With the jump scare. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but Rick and Morty. And I was like, alright, well, we gotta go with a nice blue. Just simple. This way you just focus on the character. And all of her derpiness. There we go. It's Holly Day. If she was in Rick and Morty. It's perfect. It's perfect. There's so many questions. Why is she just wearing boots? Why is her dress and torso so short? Why does she only have one sleeve? Why is she holding a ghost in a jar? Why does her hand face through the jar and not the ghost? So many questions. She has just a tiny tuft of hair on top. It's beautiful. I also tried to make Holly Day on the creator, but yeah, I just decided it felt silly. Went with this. It's totally her. This is totally her, but just from another dimension. That's canon now. It's canon. This is just another variation of Holly. It's not even Holly in Rick and Morty. It's just it's one of Holly's various forms in Rick and Morty. So you'd have Holly, and then this Holly. She just kind of smiles and is just kind of pleasant and friendly. She doesn't really talk much. She just kind of stands there holding the ghost and will just kind of help you out with a thing or so. She just kind of is along for the ride, so you'll just be doing something and it's like, oh, she's here. Cool. And she'll just help you with grocery shopping or whatever. So, yep, they're That's my thing. So thank you, friends. But I believe it's that time again. If you like what I do, don't be shy to give a thumbs up. Have a pleasant day, everyone. And this is Handington signing off. Bye.